Okay, so just a quick one on the pink box that I talked about yesterday at the lows here. I don't know, I've been trying to think about it. Like, it's just something I've seen hold quite a lot lately. So I guess what it's doing is stop hunting the bottom of the range. And why I have a pink box there is because there's something on a very low time frame. Um, so what I look at, and it's not always that clear and it doesn't always work, but it's something to keep an eye on when you're thinking there's a breakdown. But so what I look at is when the price is impulsing up, it will make, it's a 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute. Normally it's as low as that. Like I won't necessarily look higher time frames, because you'll have higher ones up here and they'll hold for other price action. But I was trying to think about what the logic of this is. So I don't know if it's the price is going up hard. And this is my logic anyway. The price is going up hard, and in order for it to stop in its tracks like this after being pushing up so hard, like this 10 minutes of pumping here, it must have had a big order, um, or a bunch of orders, I guess, but probably more than likely a big order, like somebody just putting in, a $1,000 short or whatever isn't going to stop the price in its tracks like this when it's on a run. So it must have been a big order. So, and then that person or people have then ended up underwater for however long it takes while the price is consolidating above and going higher. And all this is just sort of consolidation and, stop hunting and shorts and longs and people positioning. So it's accumulation and distribution. Um, and yeah, like I say, you'll get other demand zones being put in here. But this for me is just a mess of consolidation following this order that stopped the price in its tracks. Um, but that person anyway is then trapped in there for an indefinite period of time until the price comes back to let them out. So thus it's the one I tend to look at. So whilst you're also stop hunting, go back to a higher time frame, whilst you're also stop hunting all these guys who have gone long um, at higher prices. So you'll stop hunting all of the longs here. But then this guy is, I'm guessing, in a reasonably large order that wants to get out of break even, hence it acts as support. And as I said yesterday, also, like I did see on Bitfinex, there was a really big order at 50,700. Actually, I saw it a couple of days ago and I didn't check for it again yesterday, but I made another comment that 50,700 was likely to be where the price was pushed down to because Bitfinex appeared to be doing a bit of fuckery on, it was a bit earlier actually, it was on Friday, I think, in here. So the price was likely to be pushed back down to that level. And yeah, it's quite common. And I think, a lot of people would call this, filling a fair value gap or something. Like I've yet to find anybody that can actually explain that term to me effectively. So it's not one I use, as most people know. Um, I'm using a supply and demand, and here for me is that demand. Like I say, it's not always that easy, So when you look up here, you'll see probably lots of 1 minute, 2 minutes. But I guess it's at least being aware that they're there for at least profit taking purposes if you're shorting and also potentially getting into it long if you see structure form at that level. And like I say, it's not always super clear, and I'm sure you can find examples of where it didn't work. Here, for example, I mean, that was a 15 minute, but there would have been one just under there. Actually, you can see it's wicked quite hard off that. So I won't go back and look at loads of examples and make this a really long video, but that's why I was like, pink box, do or die yesterday. And, here it aligns with the VWAP as well. So, again, something, if you've got the confluence there, something to be aware of. Not sure if there was a fib, potentially. So, it's all about confluence anyway. No, I mean, the fib was lower, but I fibbed that from the bottom of this wave. So, that obviously was lower. Maybe it aligned with a fib from here. Not really. The 61 was just below. What am I on log? 60, yeah, 61 was kind of around the same level. So anyway, something that's worth keeping an eye on when you're scalping this. And Ether was basically exactly the same. So Ether, again, I won't look at I'll go and look at the 5 minute for you because I guess that's a 5 minute in there. But again, it was exactly the same scenario. There's a consolidation, there's a pink box. Um, and there was also obviously one, I think that might have been a 1 minute one that I had slightly lower there. But yeah, so I'm looking at the last consolidation at the top of the real impulse. And you're looking at that to hold for a retest. And that to me is where I consider the bottom of the range to be, because anything that bounced higher is yeah, so i.e. if it breaks that, then the range is broken. But anything, yeah, so I don't consider this a break of the range just because it's broken below this low or this low, like other people may. Anyway, hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions or if you have any logic to why you think this is holding. Like I say, for me, it's because somebody's managed to stop a massive impulse, which with what must have been a big order, some person or people. Hope that's useful.